The girl had just married a good-for-nothing not long ago. Grandma carried one on her back, holding one in my arms. And she has a pair of twins in her belly. Because the girl was originally between heaven and earth. The last mythical creature, Pixiu. Her daily life consists of nothing but eating and sleeping. Unexpectedly, she was struck by a bolt of lightning and reincarnated as a little girl from the 70s who had just come down the mountain to seek out her fiancé. Not long ago, after being reborn as a human, Yingyu accidentally fell into the river while searching for food. Then, holding onto a fish, she swam rapidly in the river. Huo Yan, who had originally jumped into the water to save her, was dumbfounded. He stared blankly as Yingyu swam back and forth in the water. What's wrong with this little comrade? Suddenly, a stern voice came from the shore. Huo Yan, what are you doing in the water? It startled Huo Yan, making him tremble all over. He raised his hand and wiped his wet face. He turned to look toward the shore. He saw a tall man sitting in a wheelchair. Huo Yan instinctively felt afraid. He even began to stammer when speaking. He had intended to say he had entered the river to save someone. But the person who should have been waiting for his rescue was instead clutching a fish tightly and splashing around in the water. Huo Cheng also followed Huo Yan's gaze and saw Yingyu swimming back and forth in the water. As a soldier stationed by the sea for 10 years, Huo Cheng was an exceptionally strong swimmer. But even so, when he caught sight of Yingyu in the water, he narrowed his eyes slightly. This female comrade's swimming skills were strangely impressive. At that moment, Yingyu had no idea that she was being observed. Her only thought was to exhaust this fish, then eat it. After making Yingyu swim 7 or 8 more laps, the large fish finally surrendered. First, noticing the weakening of the struggle beneath her arm, Yingyu held it with one hand and paddled with the other, swimming back to shore. As she passed by Huo Yan, Yingyu hugged the fish in her arms a little tighter, afraid it might be snatched away. After getting ashore, Yingyu used the back of her hand to wipe the hair clinging to both sides of her cheeks. Then, holding the 7 or 8 jin fish, she started to bite into it. Not far away, Huo Cheng in the wheelchair was also startled by Yingyu's action. Huo Yan, who had climbed onto the bank, he even screamed out loud, "This comrade, how can you eat raw fish?" He glanced at the fish, its tail still twitching. His mouth fell open. And it's not just raw fish. It's still alive. Are you a savage? Yingyu raised her head. There was some confusion in her eyes. Isn't fish eaten raw? Of course not. Only uncivilized savages would eat things raw, right? Are you a savage? Huo Cheng spoke up, interrupting Huo Yan. Huo Yan immediately shut his mouth. Towards this elder brother, he felt a deep-seated fear, even though his elder brother had injured his leg and couldn't walk freely now. He was still very afraid of him. Huo Yan stopped talking. Only then did Huo Cheng look at Yingyu. Comrade, are you alone? Yingyu shook her head. She pointed to the side. There's also my senior sister. Huo Yan stood on his tiptoes and looked around. Across this stretch of riverbank, he didn't see anyone else in the nearby grass. From where Huo Cheng was sitting, his view was also blocked, unable to see the fresh grave obscured by grass. Where is your senior sister? She was beaten to death by human traffickers. I buried her in a pit. As soon as the words were spoken, Huo Yan let out an ah and took several steps back, hiding behind Huo Cheng's wheelchair. Huo Cheng wasn't as exaggerated as Huo Yan, but upon hearing about the death and the human traffickers, his expression remained quite grave. Do you want us to take you to report to the police? Yingyu blinked. Report to the police. That means finding someone to catch the human traffickers. We'll go after finishing the fish. She agreed with Huo Cheng's suggestion. After speaking, she was about to lower her head and gnaw on the fish again. Seeing this, Huo Cheng stopped her. I have 2 steamed buns here for you to eat. Stop eating that raw fish. Steamed buns. The little Pixiu's mind whirled. From this body's memories, she found out what steamed buns are. They are soft, white, and delicious things. Thank you. She moved the fish away from her mouth. Holding the fish with one hand, she ran over to Huo Cheng. Her palm-sized face had barely any flesh on it. Her eyes, though dark and large, were exceptionally bright. She ran to stand in front of Huo Cheng, smiling as she handed him a large fish that still had a breath of life. Here, let's trade. The big fish, which she had taken a bite out of, refused to give up the ghost and slapped its tail. Yingyu smacked it on the head. Stop moving. Whether it was because the threat worked, or because the fish's time was up, its tail feebly swayed. Before it completely stopped breathing, Yingyu was satisfied. She smiled again and pushed the fish toward Huo Cheng, offering it to him. Here. Let's trade. Huo Cheng found Yingyu's behavior a bit strange, yet exceptionally sincere. His heart softened inexplicably. He handed her the oil paper package. It was a meat bun bought from the state-run restaurant. Yingyu looked at the plump, white bun, which was even bigger than the bowls she used to eat from. She eagerly shoved the big fish into Huo Cheng's arms, took the meat bun, and bit into it. With just one bite, she felt so happy that her eyes narrowed with delight. So delicious. She savored the meat bun with immense pleasure. Meanwhile, Huo Yan was dumbfounded. He stared at his brother in shock, feeling as if he had seen a ghost. Someone actually dared to shove such a foul-smelling fish directly into his brother's arms. Huo Yan's eyes were wide with disbelief. There are 10,000 whys in my heart. Just trying to feel important. He forced his gaze back onto Yingyu. You've never had a meat bun before, have you, you silly girl? At the state-run restaurant, this thing costs 30 cents, plus 1 liang of meat ration tickets. Something this expensive. How could it not taste good? Huo Cheng glanced sideways at his younger brother behind him. Go check on Grandma. The brothers had come to the countryside today to visit their grandmother. It was Grandma's birthday today. The old lady wanted to come to this patch of woods to gather herbs. Huo Yan had pestered Huo Cheng to come out and take a look, and to get some fresh air while he was at it. Huo Cheng had injured his leg last year. It had been a full year now. During this past year, he didn't say anything, didn't complain, but he grew quieter with each passing day. The Huo family noticed this. Huo Yan made time whenever possible, thinking of taking his brother out. Most of the time he was refused. Today was an exception. Unexpectedly, they ran into a even more surprising female comrade outside. Huo Yan uttered an "oh" and left reluctantly. Meanwhile, Yingyu was focused on eating her meat bun. Her cheeks were puffed up with food. Like a little foraging animal. She looked rather cute, and also made people feel warm and friendly toward her. Huo Cheng didn't know why. Ever since his leg was injured, the man who hadn't shown a smile now had the corners of his lips slightly raised. A faint curve. After finishing a meat bun, Yingyu was no longer hungry. Only then did she have time to look at Huo Cheng in the wheelchair. Aren't you going to eat the fish? She looked at Huo Cheng curiously. Before Huo Cheng could answer, she saw her own bite marks on the fish. Although the Pixiu thought that anyone who ate something she had eaten would be blessed with good luck, she also knew from the original host's memories that humans seemed to consider this a rude behavior. She thought for a moment, took the fish back, I'll catch another one for you that I haven't eaten. Little Pixiu's third day as a human. No to reciprocate courtesies. Huo Cheng called out to stop her. He didn't let her go splashing in the river again. No need. I don't like eating fish. I see. Yingyu's tone carried a hint of regret. Fish is so delicious. Why don't humans like eating it? She stood in place, thinking about what else she could give Huo Cheng. Her auspicious aura. How to give it to him. Yingyu thought seriously. After thinking for a while, she came up with a less than ideal solution. As long as she found more opportunities to be near him, she could pass the good luck to him. Huo Cheng at this moment didn't know that the young girl beside him was an auspicious beast who had lived for thousands of years. He suggested they go report it to the police now. Yingyu nodded. She's holding her fish and not the big meat bun he had eaten. Huo Cheng placed both hands on the wheelchair's wheels, slowly turning them on the uneven forest path. Moving forward gradually, Yingyu, walking beside him, glanced over. Her eyes suddenly lit up. Wait a moment. She stuffed the meat bun back to Huo Cheng. She herself pulled down a vine from the side, tied the fish securely onto her back, then used both hands to push the wheelchair. She pushed the wheelchair, curiously asking Huo Cheng, "Is this right?" Huo Cheng's hands, originally resting on the wheelchair wheels, were withdrawn. Somewhat thin large hands, distinct knuckles on his fingers, tinged with a faint bluish hue. He lowered his gaze. Meeting Yingyu's gaze, she gave a soft hum of acknowledgement. Thank you. 10 minutes later, the two of them arrived at the town's police station. The officer asked Yingyu about the characteristics of that group of human traffickers. Yingyu looked up upon hearing this. Will you kill them? Officer Zhang, who was assisting them, cleared his throat. Theoretically speaking, if we catch these heinous human traffickers, they can be executed. Then I'll take you to them. I know where they are. You and the officers were going to arrest the human traffickers. Huo Cheng had limited mobility and couldn't go along. He looked at the small figure wearing a blue Taoist robe, lowered his gaze, and glanced at his own leg. Comrade Yingyu, Huo Cheng called her. Yingyu turned her head. He walked back to Hu Cheng with a beaming smile. You called me? This is for you. He pulled out a handful of paper money from his pants pocket and handed it to Yingyu. You said you're going to look for your family. Take this to spend on the way. As he spoke, his gaze fell on the fish she was holding, which had already started to smell a bit. This raw fish. Try not to eat it from now on if you can. It has bacteria inside. It can easily make you sick. Yingyu made a sound of acknowledgement. She looked very confusedly at the colorful notes in her hand. Huo Cheng thought since she lived in the mountains, she probably had little contact with money. So he explained to her again what the paper money was used for. Yingyu suddenly understood. This human is very kind to me. She likes him a lot. Once the traffickers are caught, she will come back to find him again. Can I touch your hand? Huo Cheng was somewhat surprised. Her request was too easy to let imaginations run wild, but her utterly sincere expression prevented others from thinking ill of her request. He slowly raised his hand. Yingyu held his thin hand with both of hers, gently pinched with her thumbs. The unusual sensation sent a tingle down Huo Cheng's spine. Yet Yingyu remained completely unaware, kneading Huo Cheng's palm repeatedly with both hands. Huo Cheng coughed. Comrade Yingyu, my name, okay? Yingyu spoke up to introduce herself. Then asked, after I catch the traffickers, can I come find you? Huo Cheng looked at the young girl before him. He should have refused, but as if guided by some unseen force, he nodded. After leaving the police station, he watched as the several people from the station, led by Yingyu, slowly disappeared from his view, until they were completely out of sight. He then withdrew his gaze. Brother, so you really are here? Huo Yan's voice came from the side. Where's that strange girl? Huo Cheng's gaze was indifferent. He glanced at Huo Yan, his expression returning to its usual cold sternness. Huo Yan, you are too rude. Huo Yan felt a bit embarrassed. He scratched his head. Brother, you forgot today is Grandma's birthday. Everyone is waiting for you to come back to start the meal. And there's someone you'd never expect, who's also waiting for you. Huo Yan said, with a laugh in his voice. Huo Cheng let out a scoff, turning his wheelchair slowly and heading towards the village. Meanwhile, Huo's mother, Liu Qiwei, was, and Huo Cheng's aunt Liu Chunhua was, discussing Huo Cheng's marriage. They mentioned a girl named Shen Hui, who was willing to marry the disabled Huo Cheng. Unexpectedly, Huo Yan had already pushed Huo Cheng to the doorway. Whether my mother gets to hold a grandson is no concern of yours, aunt. Now, being talked back to by a junior like this, Liu Chunhua's pride was wounded. She smiled awkwardly. I said, Cheng. Auntie means no harm. Your leg is injured. That's the reality, isn't it? Shen Hui is a proper junior high school graduate, virtuous and capable. If she marries into your family, she can take care of you, help you fulfill your filial duties to your parents, and carry on your family line. This is a great thing, isn't it? Liu Chunhua spared no effort in recommending Shen Hui. While Huo Cheng was speaking, Shen Hui quickly glanced up at him, then shyly lowered her head again. Hearing Liu Chunhua's praise, she was happy, and also hoped that Huo Cheng would quickly nod in agreement. Huo Cheng let out a cold, mocking laugh. If Annie thinks she's so great, my two cousins seem to be still unmarried as well. Auntie could very well introduce her to my cousins. What did you say? Liu Chunhua's smile froze on her face. Shen Hui even lifted her head and looked at Huo Cheng with a shocked expression, unable to believe that decades later, that kind and gentle richest man would actually say something so vicious. This Shen Hui was actually a reincarnator. She had returned from decades in the future, having suffered her whole life in her previous existence. The first thing she did after reincarnating was to get rid of the man who caused her to fall into a living hell. By a twist of fate, she heard Huo Cheng's name again, thinking of the future tycoon who would sit in a wheelchair, the benevolent and wealthy magnate. She made a resolute decision without hesitation. She would marry Huo Cheng. She would be the future wife of the richest man. Shen Hui's calculations were shrewd, but she never expected Huo Cheng to have no interest in her at all. Brother Huo, how could you be so cruel? Huo Cheng ignored her, signaling his younger brother to wheel him over to their grandmother's side. Huo Yan was slow to react, realizing his elder brother did not like this. Comrade Shen Hui, once aware of this, his attitude toward Shen Hui also shifted. Huo Cheng's words were even more direct. Mom, today is Grandma's birthday, a family gathering. It's not suitable for outsiders. It wasn't a discussion, but a blunt statement to Liu Qiwei. Liu Chunhua, ignored by her nephew, was so angry her face nearly twisted. Huo Cheng, are you saying you don't even want to acknowledge your aunt? Liu Qiwei felt somewhat awkward. Huo Cheng's eyelids twitched slightly. You still remember you're my aunt? I thought you were my mother. Liu Chunhua was furious, nearly collapsing backward. She stood up and shouted loudly, her words completely reckless. Huo Cheng, you're a cripple with broken legs. What gives you the right to act so arrogantly? Do you think you're still the former regimental commander Huo? Right now, you're just a useless, good-for-nothing boss. A sudden roar interrupted Liu Chunhua's words. Old Lady Liu, leaning on her cane as she came out, had overwhelming fury on her face. as if she wanted to tear Liu Chunhua apart. Liu Chunhua also snapped back to her senses. Amid her own mother's roar, realizing she had just said something incredibly serious, she looked sheepishly toward Liu Qiwei beside her. Everyone in the courtyard turned their eyes to Liu Chunhua, wondering how she could have caused such a huge disaster. And the man sitting in the wheelchair, his eyes slightly lowered, lifted the corners of his lips into a faint, lonely curve. Amid the atmosphere, suppressed by everyone to its extreme, he let out a soft, cold sneer, devoid of any warmth. But what can be done, Auntie? Even if I am a useless person, I am not just any random stray cat or dog that anyone can climb up to. Isn't that even more infuriating? He raised his head. In his narrow, deep-set eyes, there was a faint trace of a smile. Not a single person in the courtyard dared to answer Huo Cheng's words. Especially Liu Chunhua. Shen Hua, who was ignored to the side, saw this and was about to speak. The old lady Liu's cane struck the ground forcefully with a loud sound. Her face filled with anger. "Eldest, go back to your own home." These words were directed at Liu Chunhua. Liu Chunhua was dumbfounded. "Mother, what are you doing? I haven't eaten yet." Today, whole table of delicious dishes was prepared. There's chicken and meat. She had to at least eat before leaving. "You still have the nerve to think about eating?" The old lady scoffed, pointing toward the courtyard gate. "Leave. Don't force me to have Zhao Si and the others chase you out." After Liu Chunhua left, the family banquet just ended like that. Just as the atmosphere in the courtyard was at a stalemate, suddenly, a clear, crisp, and sweet voice sounded. "So you're here." The slightly ajar courtyard gate was pushed open. Yingyu poked her little head in from outside. After seeing Huo Cheng, her eyes lit up. She quickly ran to his side and grabbed his hand. "Liu Qiwei wachadas," she pulled. "Sons Yingyu." Sadness is replaced by shock. "There are actually Femilekam raids who can hold my son's hand." The others were also completely stunned. Shen Hui was even more shocked and furious. Where did this come from? A beggar has arrived. What is her relationship with Huo Cheng? I'm about to grab his hand. "Beggar. Who are you? Hurry up and let go of brother Huo." Shen Hui was furious. Although the Liu family felt Shen Hui's words were impolite, but they were also very curious about who this was. Yingyu sensed the hostility directed at her. She lifted her head somewhat unhappily. Pouting, she shot Shen Hui a glare. "I am not a beggar. I am Yingyu. It is an auspicious beast that brings good luck to people." She didn't see him rubbing his hands. Huo Cheng's hand afterward. Huo Cheng's streak of bad luck. Has it dissipated a bit? The others are unaware of these things. Huo Cheng also doesn't know. But when Yingyu held his hand, because of his inconvenient legs, the bad mood it brought inexplicably calmed down. Aware that every Oni errand is watching, he gently withdrew his hand, speaking softly with her. "Comrade Yingyu, the matter is done. I'm bringing the police over. They were caught right away. Thank you for your hard work." Huo Cheng exchanged pleasing. Yingyu shook her head. "I didn't do anything, just leading the way." "No problem." Her naivety made Hu Cheng somewhat amused. "Although I didn't lie out loud." But her expression clearly softened. Liu Qia Yiwei, who was standing nearby, saw this. He immediately walked over, a face full of smiles, holding Yingyu's hand. "Little girl, your name is Yingyu. How did you get Tokno Ara Cheng?" Yingyu blinked. "He gave me a meat bun. Give me money. We just met." Liu Qia Yua Washapi to hear that. I couldn't stop grinning from ear to ear, seeing the clothes in Yingyu's body. It's dirty and doesn't fit well at all. His hair is also messy. She held her hand and went to the room. Take her to change her clothes. Mom, find a set of clothes you don't wear. These clothes are for this child to wear. I'll bring you the fabrication coupons later. If you keep messing around, you'll end up in trouble. The old lady was about to agree. Liu Guofu's wife, who was standing nearby, spoke up. She is a young girl. How dare you wear my clothes without permission? I am looking for a set of Silen's clothes for her. Thank you, sister-in-law. Liu Qiwei accepted with a smile, declining the kindness of younger siblings. She affectionately Yinyu's hand. Take her into the room to change clothes. Outside in the courtyard, Huo Yan learned from his brother that he doesn't love. He snapped out of his shock. Brother, just let mom pull her in. You really have a crush on her. Huo Cheng's gaze was indifferent. He glanced at Huo Yan. He turned the wheelchair forward by hand. The matter of leaving the Liu family first was not brought up again. Old Mrs. Liu became even more certain when she saw this. The eldest grandson has something going on with this little girl, Shen, who was left neglected on the side. He nearly ground his teeth to dust. If it weren't for maintaining appearances, she really wants Xu Cheng to die. Open your eyes wide and see clearly. She is far better than that stinky beggar. Shen Hua thought of Yinyu's outfit. What I'm wearing is a Taoist robe. If you want to report to the committee, that is absolutely azurifier way to get results. A smile appeared on Shen Hua's face. Huo Cheng didn't even get angry or look at her. The Liu family did not value her enough. She said goodbye with an affected manner. He turned around and left the Liu family. Huo Cheng shot a sidelong glance at Shen Hua. The figure fat and jinto the distance, resting on the armrest of the wheelchair. Fingers gently caressed. After Yinyua changed her clothes, Liu Qiwei brought her out of the room. The people in the courtyard saw her. There was a moment of daze. Is this still the same slovenly person from just now? The Taoist nun, is it? It's as if they've become a completely different person. Originally covered in a mess, the face beneath the long hair. At this moment, pure and refined, still carrying a hint of natural innocence, like an elf who accidentally fell to the mortal world. Huo Yan also had that moment. I can't believe my eyes. He rubbed his eyes. Stand up from the chair. That silly girl is so pretty. Huo Cheng let out a cold snort. Huo Yan immediately shut his mouth. I don't dare speak carelessly anymore. Liu Qiwei pulled Yingyu out. Actually, I've been paying attention all along. Huo Cheng's reaction. Although he is not like Huo Yan, looking so surprised, but his gaze really was. It paused on Yingyu. My son is interested in Yingyu, and that's all that matters. As for the rest, we can cultivate it gradually. Liu Qiwei's calculations are spot on. However, she didn't rush things. Invite Yingyu to come inside and eat first. Yingyu glanced at Liu Qiwei. He took another look at Huqing sitting in the wheelchair. She shook her head. But I have nothing left to exchange. Her fish has already gone bad and can't be eaten. She has nothing to exchange on her. Foodstuff. Liu Qiwei intrigued for a moment. Subconsciously, he turned his gaze toward his eldest son. Huo Cheng coughed lightly, pushing the wheelchair over. We were just about to have a meal. You've come at just the right time. Let's grab a bite together while we're at it. No need to exchange anything. No. Yingyu shook her head, persistently refusing to eat. As an auspicious creature that attracts wealth and wards off evil, do not take other people's without permission. If you take it, they must be blessed with auspicious signs. Yingyu just turned into a human. I still don't know myself yet. How much of your ability remains? If you have eaten, no auspicious signs were sent, then we would lose Seth trust of humanity. She insisted on it going to eat. Huo Cheng thought for a moment. Thought of one for Yingyu. Good idea. Don't you have money on you? Then give us some money. Even if we had exchanged, How about this? Huo Yan, standing nearby, was speechless. Seriously, bro? You're really going too far with this. She originally had money and tickets on her. It's all because of you. Yet now, you still let her. With the money you gave. Changed the meals at grandma's house. How can his brother be so biased? Huo Yan cursed inwardly. But he didn't directly say it out loud. And Yingyu, after passing by Huo Cheng. Now that you mention it. His eyes lit up. Yes, Huo Cheng, you are so smart. She has never used human currency. I've even forgotten that everything costs money now. Tickets for exchange now. Yingyu smiled and praised Huo Cheng. Immediately take out the money and tickets from the pocket. All were handed to Liu Qia Yue. Anti-swap. Liu Qie glanced at her palm. The few dozen dollars inside. There are still 2 of meat coupons, 3 caddies of grain coupons. She inexplicably felt it was too hot to handle. Yingyu is unknown. Believes Huo Cheng's thinking for her. She came up with a good idea. Happily pushing Huoking's wheelchair. Let's go eat. Huo Yan is confirmed. This silly nun is just not right in the head. He was just thinking. Outside the Laya family's courtyard. A series of loud banging sounds came from the door. Open the door inside. We are the committee. A comrade reported that your family is secretly harboring fugitives from all corners of the land. Open the door for inspection. At that moment, everyone in the courtyard heard this sound. His face instantly turned pale. How did the committee members get here? They are no exactly good people. The power held in hand is immense. Boss. Liu Qie immediately looked toward Huo Cheng. The others also turned to look in unison. Huo Cheng's eyelids twitched. I've already made up my mind. Huo Yan. Go open the door. Good. Huo Yan opened the courtyard gate. 4 or 5 people wearing armbands immediately. He stormed in furiously. As soon as he entered the courtyard, he began looking around. Clearly looking for the femalettist mentioned in the report. There are quite a few people in the courtyard. But not a single one was wearing a Taoist robe. The other party described it. He is very young. A female comrade with a barely passable appearance. Their eyes darted around. In the end, it all came down to behind Huo Cheng's wheelchair. That girl named Yingyu has. Comrade over there. What is your name? The committee member spoke in a stiff tone. His gaze nailed into Yinji like a spike. As if trying to see right through her. As a sacred beast. Yingyu instinctively sensed the bone-chilling malice. She looked back at him with calm eyes. Not a single bit of evasion. Moonshadow. Letter of introduction. Take it out. Where are you from? Where are you going? The leader, Wang Dashi, concluded that Yingyu had no letter of introduction. Urging sharply. Liu Qi's heart tightened. Afraid Yingyu can't come up with it. Yingyu, however, remained calm and unhurried. Turn around and go inside. From the innermost seam of the removed Taoist robe, he pulled out a craft paper envelope. Afraid of getting wet from the water. Inside, it was carefully wrapped in several layers of oil paper. So even after flailing around in the river for a long time, the letter is also intact. She took it out. Walking into the courtyard, he pulled out the letter of introduction inside and handed it to Wang Dashi. It turned out Tobe 8 days ago. The notification was received on the mountain. Taoist temples and Buddhist monasteries have to close down. The people inside must be dispersed and sent down the mountain. The checks are strict at the foot of the mountain. Now, wherever you go, you need a letter of introduction. The comrade in charge of the Taoist temple then told them. All 8 people have provided proof. Clearly state where you are from. Why did you come down from the mountain? Where else can I go? Cheng Yingyu. Destination, South City. The reason is running to my childhood sweetheart for refuge. Wang Dashi read it out. Yingyu has the memories of the original owner. hastily nodding repeatedly. Right, 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 she answered too quickly. He seems a bit clueless. However, Wang Daxi's words. But it made everyone else in yards skip a beat. This girl is betrothed since childhood. Then why is she still so close to Ah Cheng? And does he know she's already taken? Huo Cheng just found out. But he was interested in Yingyu. But it wasn't as others imagined. So his mind wasn't on the arranged marriage. Wait for Wang Daxi to confirm it's correct. Return the letter of introduction to Yingyu. Huo Cheng spoke. Since several comrades have confirmed that it was a misunderstanding, should we expose that liar? The person who made the false accusation has been exposed. Huo Yan heard this, and immediately chimed in from the side. That's it. Making baseless reports without evidence isn't a good comrade who has proof. This kind of person absolutely cannot be let off. Otherwise, things will get out of hand in the future. The other people in the courtyard also chimed in one after another. That's the way it is. Just that. You're just causing trouble for the comrades. He should be arrested. Liu Qiwei followed her son's lead and also expressed her support. Although the committee members are arrogant, but several members of the Laya family also hold government jobs. Just this little bit of face. They were still somewhat willing to give it. Wang Daxi responded perfectly. Rest assured. We will handle it. This is the best attitude they can offer. If it were someone else, they wouldn't dare to boss me around like this. It was already refuted long ago. Committee handles affairs. I don't need you to tell me. Huo Cheng's lips curled into a cold smirk. Watching this group of arrogant people depart, once again, they left with their tails between their legs. Brother, let's just leave it at that. Huo Yan closed the courtyard gate. With a face full of suppressed frustration, he moved closer to Huo Cheng. His brother's leg was injured, so he's not in the military. That's correct. But the Huo family isn't an easy target either. On what grounds are these dogs so arrogant just because of their master's power? That bastard is riding on me neck and taking a shit. Huo Cheng glanced faintly at this emotionally expressive younger brother. He let out a light snort. Let's go eat. Huo Yan looked at Huo Cheng suspiciously. His brother really put up with it. Seeing that his brother intended to pursue the matter, Huo Yan quickly escaped about another matter. So who exactly reported this crap? Yingyu's Before the word swear even finished, Huo Cheng's gaze was intentionally or unintentionally sweeping towards the direction of neighboring Shen Hua's house. Huo Yan suddenly slapped his thigh. It's Shen Hua. I knew there was a reason she slipped away so quickly just now. This woman. That's disgusting. Previously, Shen Hui voluntarily stated that he would not look down on Huo Cheng for being disabled in the legs, but still willing to marry him. He was also touched. I think she is a kind and affectionate girl. Now, let's take another look. Even this foolish Taoist nun is more pleasing to the eye than her. Speaking of that silly Taoist nun, Huo Yan's gaze shifted toward the silent Yingyu. Hey, Cheng Yingyu. What is the name of your arranged marriage partner? In which place in Southern City? The Huo family has been rooted in Southern City for many years. Huo Yan thought it was quite possible he might know them. At that time, and still lend a hand. But I couldn't help muttering to myself, who is so unlucky? I ended up with a killhood betrothal to a Taoist nun. You searched through the original owner's memories for information. The master said. He is from the Hu family in the South City. Huo Yan was stunned, suddenly turned his head. Brother, there are still a few Hu families left in our South City. Huo Cheng rested his hands in the wheelchair armrests. His finger moved almost imperceptibly. Did not directly answer Huo Yan. But she raised her eyes and looked at Yingyu. What evidence do you have? Yes. Half a jade pendant. Yingyu didn't hesitate at all. He took out the yellowed half-piece of jade pendant from the envelope. Just what Master gave. Take this to the Fok family. They just provided me with food and looked after me, she explained with unusual seriousness. Huo Cheng took over Thehal's piece of gentle jade pendant. His eyes suddenly darkened. This thing. He clearly saw it in his grandfather's hands. An exact replica of one. So it was her own family who arranged the marriage for her. And it's still Huo Yan. Huo Cheng. Why aren't you saying anything? Yu tilted her head, waiting for his response, seeing him just holding the jade pendant without saying a word. I can't help but feel a bit anxious. Huo Cheng snapped out of it. I forced a faint smile for her. It's nothing. Keep it safe. He returned the jade pendant. Then he turned Tosk Yinyu about. What kind of life is that on the mountain? Let me think about it. Yinyu carefully recalled. Life on the mountain was truly arduous. The original owner's master was good to all the disciples. The Taoist temple harvest is poor. Going hungry is a common occurrence. Later, the Taoist temple had to be closed. They had to come down the mountain after growing up there. Forced into Thai's entirely unfamiliar world. Where has your master gone now? You know what? Huo Cheng asked again. Yingyu blinked. The master stayed in the mountain. The tone was casual and nonchalant. Huo Cheng frowned slightly. Huo Yan gasped in shock beside him. It's not that we can't stay on the mountain. Do you have to drag them away even after they're dead? Yingyu asked him in return. The tone is frank and open. It turned out that the Taoist temple was destroyed that day. Her master chose to depart with the Taoist temple. Like this. Then you'll stay on the mountain forever. Huo Yan didn't ask anything more. If you ask again, who knows what this silly girl might say. What shocking words are you going to blurt out this time? The group sat down to eat in silence. After the meal, Huo Cheng and his group should return to Nanchang as well. Liu Qiwei took the initiative. Tato suggests that Yingyu come along. His gaze still drifted toward Huo Cheng. Testing his intentions, Huo Cheng gave a slight smirk. Right now, I have no choice but to go along with it. He glanced at the one still chatting with old Mrs. Liu. Yingyu waved goodbye. Turning his head, Hugh whispered to his mother. Mom, she is the one grandparent for Huo Yan back then. What? Liu Qiwei gasped in surprise. Hastily cover the mouth. The voice was lowered even further, full of disbelief. Cheng. Seriously. Go back and ask Grandpa, and you'll know for sure. Huo Cheng said calmly. Liu Qiwei's heart felt as tangled as a ball of messy threads. She could tell that Thebus didn't dislike Yingyu. Yingyu is also clearly closer to the boss. But just as fate would have it. Yet, it was the arranged marriage for the second child. What kind of mess is this? Her mind was in a state of utter confusion. Yingyu finished conveying her blessings to old Mrs. Liu, happily bouncing over to Huo Cheng's side. He naturally took over the task of pushing the wheelchair. At the dinner table, Hu Qing said he would bring. She went to the city to find her arranged marriage partner. She is very willing. Huo Yan interjected from the side. Alas. Watch your step. Don't mess with my brother. Yingyu replied seriously. With me here, he won't fall. Good luck. Will always be with him. Huo Yan curled his lips. You talk as if you can actually bring good luck. Yingyu blinked, looking completely justified. But I was originally lucky. Bragging. Huo Yan still wanted to retort. Huo Cheng glanced up sharply. Immediately silenced. Liu Qia, Yue, standing to the side, watched the three of them interact. My heart is a tumult of mixed emotions. Leaving the Liu family's house, Huelt toward the village entrance. The dirt road is uneven. Yingyu pushed the wheelchair. Huo Cheng, however, felt exceptionally steady. Thinking of what she said, I'm just lucky. The corner of his lips unconsciously lifted slightly. Auntie Liu. Shen Hua's voice suddenly came from around the street corner. She stood there, looking at the Huo family with a wronged expression. Liu Qiwei was filled with worries. He reluctantly nodded before turning his gaze away. Huo Yan saw Shen Hua. I suddenly remembered the incident of being reported. My temper flared up. Just wanted to step forward and argue. He's gone. Huo Cheng spoke up to stop him. Huo Yan looked unconvinced. Brother, let's just leave it at that. Huo Cheng ignored him. Huo Yan was not resigned to it. Turning around to look for Yingyu. Want to form an alliance. He noticed that his brother seemed to be favoring this girl a bit. Hey, she is right. She reported you. I almost got you caught. We're just going to let her off like that. Shouldn't I go settle the score with her? Yingyu shook her head in bewilderment. No need. Huo Yan was dumbfounded. She's our dishiming against you. You almost had a huge misfortune. Let's just leave it at that. You're such a pushover. Yingyu replied with a completely calm expression. She will get her retribution soon. Huo Yan, inexplicably at the completely unscathed. Shen Hui is standing there. Where is the retribution? He didn't think twice. Just treat Yingyu's words as nonsense. Because Huo Cheng insisted on it letting Huo Yan cause trouble. He could only suppress his anger and keep walking. The car is parked at the entrance of the village. Just when Huo Yan thought the matter of Shen Hui was over and done with. Shen Hui was unwilling to be overlooked. Lift your leg and catch up. Huo Cheng. Brother Huo. I have something important to tell you. This concerns your future. She hadn't finished speaking. Suddenly stumbling underfoot. The woman suddenly let a sharp, piercing scream. A dull thud. The entire person's face slammed heavily into the ground. My teeth. A vague, pained moan carried a tearful tone. Huo Yan turned back curiously. Shen Hui was lying on the ground in a sorry state. When I lifted my head, my mouth was full of blood. 2 bloody teeth lay quietly on the muddy ground. Huo Yan gasped sharply. His eyes widened. Ash looked at Yingyu. I'm going. There really is retribution. Is this really it? Yingyu ignored the astonishment in Huo Yan's eyes. She walked over to Shen Hui, who was lying on the ground. Squat down. In a voice so soft only 2 people could hear, she whispered. Your destiny was always meant to be extraordinary. It's a pity that his intentions are not honorable. If you remain obstinate and refuse to mend your ways, today's broken tooth is just the beginning. It will only get worse from now on. Till everything is exhausted. Yingyu finished speaking. He reached out and gently patted Shen Hua's shoulder. His gaze swept over the tooth on the ground. Losing 2 teeth is a warning. If you continue to act willfully, that bit of good fortune can also backfire. The outcome was even more tragic than she had seen. Without paying any further attention to Shen Hua's reaction, Yingyu turned around and returned to Huo Cheng's side. Alright, let's go. Huo Yan asked pitiful Shen Hua. Let's see Yingyu again. The foolish sister-in-law who changed into Liu Linlin's clothes. He still looks thin and unremarkable at first glance. It's really that mysterious. He couldn't help but steal a glance. Huo Cheng sat in a wheelchair. He knew exactly what his younger brother was thinking, yet found that I had no standing to say anything. Huo Yan sized up Yingyu. After all, the arranged marriage is right there. At this thought, his heart inexplicably sank. Huo Yan pondered all the way. The car was approaching entrance of the compound. He still couldn't hold it in. Lowering her voice, she quietly asked Yingyu. Hey, you can really see it. Well, still able to comment reality with words. Huo Yan. Huo Cheng immediately listed him. Liu Qiwei also put on a stern face. Second child. Why did you come to investigate today? Have you forgotten? Think before you speak. Yingyu, take a look at them. I don't feel offended at all. Seriously answer. I cannot make my words become reality. You're not a god either. Huo Yan didn't expect her to be willing to answer him. My impression of her has inexplicably improved a bit. Then how do you know Hui will be in trouble? You can really see the future. I see it. Huo Yan has become even more fierce. You can see what happens next. No? You looked confused. I already said I'm not a god. How can we see the future? I'm looking at the path she's on now. This is a path to self-destruction. Her tone was very straightforward, as if stating the simplest truth. Huo Cheng asked softly. What path? Yingyu turned her head to look at him. The tone was taken for granted. Those who commit many wrongdoings are bound to bring about their own downfall. Huo Cheng silently gazed into her clear eyes. I didn't ask any more questions. Huo Yan simply found the explanation utterly mystifying. My heart feels like it's being scratched by a cat. Yingyu is more concerned about the arranged marriage. Pulling on Huo Cheng's sleeve. Do you know where he lives? When we find him, there's food to eat. Can I still come hang out with you? Huo Cheng pressed his lips together tightly. Didn't speak. Huo Yan let out a light scoff from the side. You're already eating from Thebel while eyeing what's in the pot, still thinking abathitting on my brother. Aren't you afraid your partner will go after my brother for revenge? Oh Yan, Huo Cheng warned again. Yingyu asked curiously. What are you trying to steal? I want to break down his wall. She completely misunderstood. Huo Cheng explained helplessly and with a hint of amusement. This word's meaning gamming humans. Yingyu suddenly understood. Oh. No need to make it so complicated. I like you. Her eyes blazed ash stared at Huo Cheng. The tone is light yet firm. When I find him, I'll have food to eat. You won't go hungry. I'm going to turn to your side. That's too blunt. Huo Cheng's ears grew slightly warm. I'm finding it a bit hard to handle. Liu Qiui's heart suddenly stirred. Maybe we can bring it up with the old man. Change this marriage arrangement to the eldest son. Yingyu and Lauer are really not compatible. It seems like there is a connection with the boss. Huo Yan was so shocked that his eyes nearly popped out of his head. Pointing at Yingyu. You are so thick-skinned. Dream on. My brother can actually be interested in you. Yingyu didn't care at all. Reaching out to pinch my own cheek. Dead serious. Not cool. Not much meat. Huo Yan was speechless for a moment. Completely defeated by her way of thinking. Huo Cheng's smile depended at the corners of his mouth. Let's not delve deeper into this topic. Urging Huo Yan to go park the car. The car finally came to a stop in front of the Huo family's two-story house. Yingyu had unknowingly leaned against Huo Cheng at some point. My head rested on his lap. I fell asleep, emitting soft and even snoring sounds. Liu Qiui glanced at her son. Pout. Huo Cheng whispered in a low voice. Mom, you go in first. I'll call her. Liu Qiui nodded. Just a reminder, there are a lot of mosquitoes outside. He went inside the house first. Huo Yan parked the car and rushed into the house to use the toilet first. When he came out, he found his brother hadn't entered the house yet. Just about to call out. Just then, he happened to see Huo Cheng slightly lower his head. Leaning close to Yingyu, Huo Yan's footsteps came to a sudden halt. My face is burning with pain. Is it his brother? Kissed. Yingyu was gently awakened by Huo Cheng. I groggily opened my eyes. It's him. He revealed a silly expression. A particularly relaxed smile. Huo Cheng's voice unconsciously softened. I'm home. Go to sleep. Yingyu murmured vaguely in agreement. Rubbing my eyes, Aussie got off the car. After taking a step, I remember Eju Cheng was still in the car. Turn around and go back immediately. Without another word, he gave her another princess carry. Huo Cheng's body instantly tensed up. Let me go. Using a wheelchair, Yingyu was already dialing her like a doll. He held him steadily in his arms. Turning his head, he said to Huo Yan, "Wheelchair." After giving the instructions, holding someone in his arms, he strode forward with vigorous steps, walked towards the door with the light on. The movements flowed smoothly as if practiced countless times. In the living room, I just finished listening to my wife, Liu Qiwei, briefing on the situation, Huo Guangming, just thinking about Basan's second in command. The issue of mismatched killed betrothals. The Huo family patriarch arranged a marriage for Huo Yan. The girl clearly has feelings for the boss. The boss doesn't seem to mind either. He hasn't figured out what to do yet. I witnessed this scene with my own eyes. He was once decisive, resolute. The tall and upright eldest son, Huo Cheng. She was being held steadily by a slender young girl. He carried her horizontally into the living room. Huo Guangming instantly froze in shock. Liu Qiwei shot him a helpless look. "Look, that's just how much strength I have." Huo Guangming was speechless for a moment. "I've lived most of my life. I've truly seen it all now." He made a firm decision in his heart. "I must speak with old master. This position undoubted libelings to the boss, dad, mom, even Huo Cheng, with his steady temperament. In this situation, it was so awkward that even my ears were burning with embarrassment. A 6'2" tall man, easily lifted by a girl just over 1.6 meters tall. It's really too much." Yingyu placed him on the sofa. He immediately sat down right next to him. Naturally, I grabbed his hand again. Huo Guangming and Liu Qiwei's gazes were like searchlights. All eyes were equally focused in their tightly clasped hands. Huo Cheng only felt the heat in his face grow more intense. He let out a light, deliberate cough. "Mom, first, take Comrade Yu to get cleaned up." Liu Qiwei also wanted to take a good look at her son's rare moment of embarrassment. "But I also know it's getting late. The task of taking care of the guests. Nature is her." She stepped forward and took Yingyu's hand. "The moon is reflected in the water. Go take a bath with Auntie." Yingyu blinked her big eyes. Look at Huo Chenking's crisp reply. "I want to take a bath with you." Huo Cheng and his son Huo Guangming, who were drinking water. Without a doubt, it hooked on a big mouthful. A violent coughing fit. Master Huo, who was just wheeling his chair through the door, was so startled he let go. The wheelchair slammed violently onto the floor tiles. Just when it should have ended. I should have just smashed the wheelchair on his instep. As if guided by some supernatural force, it just so happened to get stuck right above his foot. It looked so precarious and scary. Actually, there was no pressure at all. Huo Cheng thought he would be choked half to death. Strange thing is, except for the throat being irritated by the water, cough twice and you'll calm down. There's nothing wrong with my throat. However, it was Huo Guangming, coughing violently, tears streaming down uncontrollably. It took a long time to catch my breath, panting heavily while patting the chest. "Brother Ming, are you okay?" Liu Qiwei hurried over to pat her husband on the back. "Drink water slowly to soothe your stomach." "What's the rush?" Huo Guangming coughed, his face turned red. Looking up at my wife. "Is this a matter of rushing things?" It is this Comrade Yingyu speaks too boldly. Where on earth did he pick up this joker of an eldest son? Yingyu was completely that she herself. It has our die caused a huge uproar. He stood up and went to hug Huo Cheng. "Go, I'll help you take a bath." In her understanding, wench was still a little pixie. The auspicious beast is destined to be with its chosen one. The owner bathastagather with them. At this moment, Yingyu was about to fulfill her duty as the auspicious beast. Huo Cheng explained to her. "These are things only a married couple can do." Yingyu seemed to understand but not quite. Then, she was pulled by Liu Qiwei to the first floor. Washing up in their room over there. Liu Qiwei taught Yingyu how to use the shower head. Yingyu was watching seriously from the side. After Yingyue finishes showering, Liu Qiwei is looking for a set of her daughters' clean clothes for Yingyu to change into. She came down from upstairs. Yingyu not only took a shower, and I washed my hair too. Yingyu held the clothes in her hands. I also smelled the scent of the sun. She likes it a lot. She curved her eyes into sweet crescents and thanked him warmly. Thank you, Auntie. You will be blessed. Liu Qiwei was also amused by the comment and chuckled. What kind of blessings does Auntie need? My only wish is to hope the children are fine. Family is safe and sound. After changing clothes, Yingyu came to the living room. At this moment, Huo Cheng was also in the living room. He looked at Yingyu after her bath, deeply attracted to her. I was completely stunned. Yingyu also noticed Hu Qing was looking at her. He lifted his foot and was about to walk toward Huo Cheng. Liu Qiwei quickly stopped her. Be a good girl. Let's go dry our hair first. Although she is Huo Qing's elderly mother, I also really hope that the eldest son, able to achieve a happy ending with Yingyu. She also knows how Aliringa girl is after her bath. How attractive are young men. We can't let our son take advantage of Yingyu for nothing. Yingyu was stopped. She let out an "oh" and stopped walking. He waved his hand towards Huo Cheng. Only then was she pushed by Li Qiwei into the guest room next door. Liu Qiwei took the opportunity to close the door that was left ajar. Come on, I'll dry your hair for you. She whispered softly to Yingyu. Thank you, Auntie. Liu Qiwei smiled. Pulling Yingyu aside, had her sit down on a bench. She picked up the towel. She gently wiped her long, jet black hair. Then I chatted casually with Yingyu. When did Yingyu go up the mountain? And life on the mountain? I've already asked everyone. He also asked Yingyu. She liked Huo Cheng. Huo Cheng, who had our dear returned to his room. Because I went to the living room to get hot water. I happened to hear it right at the door. The words coming from next guest room. He paused his hand and Thu Hilcher temporarily came to a halt. Yingyu's clear, sweet voice could be heard coming from the room. He is good to me. Give me something to eat. Give me money. Aren't you afraid he might have ulterior motives? Not really. He is a good person. Yingyu stated emphatically. Huo Cheng is a very good person. Why? He gave me food. Yingyu replied. It seems the problem has reached a dead end. Liu Qiwei took a breath. Sort out your thoughts. Tentatively asking Yingyu. If others also give her food, give her money. She also likes Hu Qing, just like that. Do you like them just the same? Assuming by the river, the person who stopped her from eating raw fish. It's not Huo Cheng, but Huo Yan. Will she like him? Yingyu blinked. The little head was confused by Liu Qiwei. But it's Huo Cheng. There is no one else here. I'm just saying, hypothetically. Suppose some men are placed Huo Cheng. Here you go. Here's your money. Will you like him just the same? Auntie, why make assumptions? What didn't happen? Liu Qiwei was also taken aback by the question. What has already happened is that Huo Cheng has appeared. Let's just follow the arrangements of fate. Why bother looking for trouble? To assume things that haven't happened. Liu Qiwei was stunned for quite a while. Just realized. Yes. She was being narrow-minded. Yingyu happened to run in Tothboss at that exact moment. Coincidentally, Thebes had some food on him. Everything seems to have been arranged by fate long ago. Auntie is the one who stuck in a dead end. She smiled and asked Yinji to turn around, continuing to dry her hair for her. And the man outside the door. Also upon hearing Jiangyu's words, after following the arrangements of fate, he left in a wheelchair. He never believed in the concept of fate before. But some things are fated in the unseen. He had no choice but to believe it. Comrade Yingyu is right. Don't Trabluntal troubles you. Just follow the arrangement of fate. Her brief remark in the hearts of Bothwo Cheng and his mother. It caused a significant impact. Wait for Liu Qiwei to help her dry her hair. Tell her to sleep in her own bed at night. And after obtaining Jianji's promise, Liu Qiwei just left the room. Before going upstairs, she also did not forget to knock on the neighbor boss's door. Huo Cheng heard the voice and felt a bit puzzled, opening the door while turning the wheelchair. Liu Qiwei looked at her son. He glanced again at the closed door next door. Boss, Yingyu is still young. I have lived on the mountain since childhood. Have never had contact with the opposite sex. Mother, Huo Cheng was puzzled about what his mother meant by that. Hint that they are far apart in age. Liu Qiwei just wanted to remind her son. If the midnight Gloucetly slips into his bed, he absolutely must persuade them to go back. You are 9 years older than her. Sure enough, they came to look down on him for being old. Mom, my dad seems to be 12 years older than you. He's always sticking to you, even on ordinary days. Liu Qiwei let a ta surprised. At this moment, pretending to go downstairs for a drink. Dick Fok Guangming was also taken aback. Is this what he was willing to marry a wife 12 years older? It's all because my mother-in-law gave birth to my wife too late. Huo Guangming waspenting with rage. He strode to the door of his eldest son's room. He grabbed his wife's hand firmly, staring at Huo Cheng with a smirk that didn't reach his eyes. The boss is right. Too old. An old man with a young wife is not very suitable. How about we shangeth day to give Yingyu? Find some near around the same age. This way, both of them will have common topics to talk about. Huo Guangming said this. He said it almost through gritted teeth. Huo Cheng remained calm. He had a faint smile on his face. I respect Comrade Anjiwa's opinion. Liu Qiwei was speechless for a moment. I don't know what to say about these two. The father and son locked eyes. In the end, Huo Guangming, furious and flustered, dragged. The wife drew a conclusion by painting on her wrist upstairs. My parents have passed away. Huo Cheng also averted his gaze. Close the door and go exercise. His legs were crushed by a car because of that huge palm. The doctor determined that Huo'd never be able to stand up again. In the years since his legs were severed, Huo Cheng discovered that the muscular atrophy in his leg was very severe. Whenever the night is deep and all is quiet, he would do some weight training in his room and continuously manage both of my legs, strive to slow down muscle atrophy. A little slower. At this moment, Huo Cheng pushed aside the blanket covering his legs. Looking at my skinny thighs, he really looks like he can bring. Comrade Yingyu, are you happy? Yingyu next door had no idea what wild thoughts were running through Huo Cheng's mind. A quilt that smells like sunshine. Lying in bed fast asleep. She was surrounded by countless fish in her sleep. Shoot your mouth off. You can eat a lot big, fat fish. Yingyu had sweet dreams all night long. The next day, when Yingji woke up, he walked out of the living room barefoot. In the living room, Huo Cheng sat in a wheelchair reading the newspaper. Huo Cheng went alone, like the sturdy pine atop the eternal snow-capped mountain peak. Desolate, only to be looked up to, but never reached. Huo Cheng. Yingyu saw him and ran up with a beaming smile. Without saying a word, he went to hug someone. The little pixie that just woke up really likes to stick close to its owner. Likes to rub against him. Huo Cheng snapped back to reality and put down the newspaper. He also pressed down her hand that was about to wrap around his neck. Comrade Yingyu. Eat first. Yingyu blinked. He looked at the man before him with confusion in his eyes. That naive look is simply hilarious. It's also very easy to make people's hearts soften. Huo Cheng confident averted his gaze. You eat first. We will go to Grandpa and Grandma's house in a while. She agreed with a beaming smile. Without asking for the reason, Huo Cheng's heart softened once again. My gaze fell upon her. The wrinkled white dress reveals a pair of fair and delicate little feet. My voice suddenly went hoarse for no reason. Immediately averted his or her gaze. Have someone go put on shoes and wash up. Yingyu cheerfully adds off again. The room I came out of ran away. Yingyu soon finished washing up and came to the dining table. Huo Cheng then returned to his room. Take an envelope out off the bedside table. There is some money in the envelope. He poured out themmoney and tickets, selected fabric coupons and dim sum coupons, plus $300 in the pocket. Huo Yan came back after playing basketball. Yingyu was found at the table eating fried dough sticks and drinking soy milk. Huo Yan put down the ball in his hand. He walked over step by step. Where is my breakfast? Huo Cheng's voice chimed in from the side. Go buy it yourself. Bro? You went to the main cafeteria in the morning. She only bought her own breakfast. Brother, I am your real brother. Younger brother. Huo Cheng slowly lifted his eyelids, said coldly. Huo Yan. You are becoming marined more ill-mannered. Then Huo Cheng looked toward Yu, who was at the side. Have you eaten yet? Yu nodded repeatedly. Stand up when you nod. Finish the last bit of soy milk in the bowl while you're at it. She touched her stomach. I'm so full. Huo Yan muttered. Why don't you just eat yourself to death? The thought in his mind had not yet settled. Yingyu tilted her head and looked at him. Are you scolding me? Huo Cheng also looked at Huo Yan. That look seemed to be asking him if he was really cursing. No. How is that possible? I have no reason to scold you for no reason. After saying this, Huo Yan felt guilty. Headed to the kitchen to cook breakfast myself. Who knows? He passed by the sofa. I tripped over when I was walking. If I hadn't braced myself with my hands, he already fell flat on his face. Just at that moment, Yingyue's voice rang out from the side. This is the retribution for telling lies. Huo Yan got up, looking at Yingyu with displeasure. I want to ask if it washer who made the move. What means did use to make him fall? Are you a monster? He hadn't finished speaking yet. Huo Cheng just gave a cold glare. He looked around and shut his mouth. Huo Yan. I'm reminding you again. You are 21 years old. Not 2 years old. Think before you speak. Huo Yan pursed his lips and lowered his gaze. I'm feeling a bit down. There are 3 siblings in their family. Whether it's his brother or Huo King, he has always been the model child from someone else's family. He is mediocre and has no skills whatsoever. I'm going back to my room. Huo Yan thought of something sad. Feeling down, he lifted his foot and left. Huo Cheng watched his retreating figure ascend the stairs, his thin lips pressed tightly together. He didn't say anything. Yingyu stepped forward and reached out to hold Huo Cheng's hand. I am not a monster. I would not harm others. No special abilities. He fell because of high-sound guilty conscience. Huo Yan's opinions matter to her. She doesn't want Huqing to be afraid of her. I know. Do you believe me then? Huo Cheng let out a soft in acknowledgement. Yingyu laughed. Auspicious beasts can bring good fortune to people, apart from the luck bestowed upon them by the heavenly Tao. And one more very important point. That means the other party truly believes in the auspicious beast. As the saying goes, if you believe, it works. If you don't, it doesn't. The two of them finished talking. Huo Cheng took Yingyu out. Soon, the two of them arrived at the cadre sanatorium. Huo Cheng's grandparents are both veteran soldiers. After retirement, they were arranged. At the retirement home here, the old lady suddenly saw a sweet, well-behaved girl following his own grandson to visit in person. She was beyond happy. Go forward and take Yingyu's hand. I just asked around. I heard she came down from the mountain. The old lady was heartbroken. You've had it rough. Grandma is making something delicious for you. Thank you, Grandma. Yingyu said sweetly, thank you. That, Grandma, made the old lady's heart melt with tenderness. He hurried to the storage room to open some snacks for Yingyu to eat. There is a young lady accompanying me. The old lady is in excellent spirits. My back doesn't ache anymore. My legs don't hurt anymore. He even arranged for the guards to go and help buy groceries. She wants to cook for Yingyu herself. Compared to the harmony between the old and the young outside. In the study, old Master Huo, who knew the truth. His complexion didn't look so good. He looked at his eldest grandson sitting in the wheelchair across from him. Wanting to scold someone but can't bring yourself to do it. But I'm not scolding Huo Cheng. He also felt sorry for his former savior. Does that girl know? Comrade Yingyu doesn't know. After the Cheng family suffered a major upheaval back then. She was sent up to the mountains. It's her grandaunt. That is to say, her master raised her. Thinking back on the misfortunes Cheng family suffered back then. The old man's heart ached terribly for Yingyu. Where's that girl from the Cheng family? He was asking about Cheng Yingyu's master. That is Cheng Hongxiu. Hua practices cultivation on the mountain. She is of the same generation as old Master Huo. The old man calling her little sister is actually correct in terms of seniority, Comrade Yingyu said. When the Taoist temple was destroyed, she perished along with it. Old man Fok didn't expect. Cheng Hongxiu actually committed suicide. But then it occurred to me. That does match Chen Hongxiu's personality. That girl has no family left in this world. Huo Cheng lowered his eyes. His gaze fell on his own legs. Grandpa, although saying Thizen's very selfish. But I want to take care of her. If it were any other girl. Huo Cheng didn't even have that kind of thought. But Yingyu is different. Yingyu gives him a feeling of natural closeness. Seeing her makes me uniblito stop myself from smiling. Old man Huo is not an unreasonable person. The grandson confided in him. He is very happy. But we still have to ask Yingyu's opinion as well. Huo Cheng and the old master came out of the study. Yingyu and the old lady are picking bok choy in the yard. The tender baby bok choy is picked. Yingyu put it in her mouth. Oh, my little ancestor. You're really something else. The old lady spoke anxiously. Yingyu held tender green bok choy between her teeth. Looking curiously at the old lady beside him. Grandma said it can be eaten raw. Just now, the old lady told her. This cabbage is also sweet when eaten raw. Yingyu likes to eat sweet things. So she picked one. Clean off the dirt on it and put it in your mouth. Cabbage I grew myself. It can definitely be eaten raw. The old lady is just worried that the vegetables aren't washed. There's just some dirty stuff that could upset your stomach. Yingyu is not worried at all. I can eat raw fish without any problem, Grandma. Old man Huo heard Yingji's words. He immediately looked at Huo Cheng beside him. What's going on? Grandpa. Yingyu and her senior apprentice sister descended the mountain. Encountered a human trafficker. Huo Cheng explained softly. The old man's face darkened even more upon hearing this. Those human traffickers were caught. It was caught just yesterday. I called to ask this morning. The trial will be concluded in these 2 days. Then they will be taken away for execution by firing squad. That's more like it. At this moment, Yingyu also noticed the grandfather and grandson, holding a vegetable basket in one hand. Supporting the old lady with one hand, he walked in. Huo Cheng, you finished talking with Grandpa, huh? After the words fell. And don't forget the sweet voice calling Grandpa. Hello, Grandpa? After calling out to someone, he immediately turned around to speak with Huo Cheng. This cabbage is delicious. Do you want to give it a try? Huo Cheng wore a faint smile on his face. The moon is reflected in the water. Food tastes better when it's fully cooked. Yingyu nodded in agreement. The elderly gentleman and lady on the side. Watching the two of them interact. Their hearts felt warm too. after the eldest grandson injured his leg. Although I've always pretended to be perfectly normal. But they know. He must be feeling terrible inside. The chosen one falls from grace overnight. A perfectly healthy person has become disabled. No one can accept this. Prime Minister Huo, usually a man of few words. Today, I feel so relaxed and happy. It is indeed extremely rare. The old man told them all to go into the living room. At this very moment, Huo Yan, who was sulking at home, happened to come over. The old man didn't say a word. Let him go to the kitchen and help the old lady prepare lunch. Huo Yan is a little upset. Grandpa, I haven't even eaten breakfast. But the old man simply doesn't care. Why doesn't he eat breakfast? However, the old lady felt a pang of heartache. Did you oversleep? Remember to wake up earlier next time. Huo Yan was at a loss for words. It's not a matter of oversleeping at all. If you're hungry, go cook quickly. The old man has spoken. Huo Yan had no choice but to escort the old lady into the kitchen by holding her arm. In the living room, the old man asked Yingyu to sit on the sofa opposite him. Yingyu glanced at Huo Cheng. I took another look at the old man. I wonder if the old man has something to say. Moon girl, do you know your grandfather helped you? Do you know who my arranged killed marriage is with? The master said it's the Huo family. That girl. Grandpa is asking you. If your childhood betrothal partner is 9 years older than you, are you willing even though you're still sick? Old man Huo felt a bit embarrassed. He claimed it Washu Cheng right away. I can only ask indirectly. Yingyu tilted her head, thinking very hard. Huo Cheng's expression remained unchanged, but his hand was resting in the wheelchair armrest, yet her hand had ardently clenched into a fist. He was actually even more nervous than expected. In the kitchen, Huo Yan heard what was being said in the living room. Also secretly pricked up their ears. Can he give me delicious food to eat? The old men choked. Huo Yan, who was eavesdropping, couldn't stop twitching at the corner of his mouth. This silly Taoistnun is out of her mind. Why not first ask what illness the other person has? If it's a terminal illness, wouldn't she be condemned to a living widowhood right after marrying? Wait a moment. Dashamed Taoistnun, 9 years old. Surname Huo. I'm sick. Her arranged marriage partner is my brother. Huo Yan rushed out of the kitchen immediately, looking at the 3 people in the living room with a shocked expression. Yingyu's little face was also full of surprise. Is it true, Huo Cheng? She stood up happily. In 2 steps, Zhu walked up to Huo Cheng and grasped his hand. Are we arranged to be married since childhood? Then, can I in the future sleeping with you? Huo Yan was at a loss for words once again. This silly Taoist nun is acting like they don't exist, isn't she? Yingyu's face was full of anticipation. Her eyes are filled with stars. She held Huo Cheng's hands with both of hers. Huo Cheng, who had been anxiously awaiting the answer. My heart finally settled. You don't mind my leg injury anymore? Why the dislike? Can't make money because of your leg injury? Then don't worry. I can go catch fish and come back. Let's eat together. Huo Yan couldn't hold his temper. He said mockingly. Let's eat together. Being a savage just like you. Eat it raw. This time, Huo Cheng didn't need to speak. The old men kicked out immediately. Is that any way to talk, you little brat? Yue is your sister-in-law. Your own sister-in-law. If you dare disrespect your sister-in-law again, don't blame the old man for slapping you. Huo Yan swiftly aped to the side. Raise your hands and hold your head. Why is the 80-year-old man? Your combat ability is still so formidable. Is there anyone going to tell him? Huo Yan ran back to the kitchen feeling disliked. Huffing and puffing, I started cooking. The old lady watched from the side, smiled and shook her head. He put his own apron on him. Cook well. Curiosity should be kept in check. Grandma, I don't need an apron. Huo Yan almost got kicked by Grandpa just now. Looking at the old lady's deeply moved face, Grandma really dotes on him. Don't wear an apron when stir-frying. Dirty clothes are hard to wash. The old lady began to speak. Huo Yan is questioning his entire existence. Isn't he the one helping Grandma? The old lady patted him on the shoulder. The kitchen is all yours. I am relieved. Take your time. I'll go check on your brother and the others. After saying that, Hess strode out of the kitchen. At first, she was still taking her time. After walking a few steps, his pace suddenly quickened. Obviously, the heart that wants to harskrets can no longer hold back. In the living room, Yingyu had already learned from the old master's words. Her arranged marriage partneress, undoubtedly Huo Cheng. She happily held his hand. I originally wanted to sit next to him. But then I found the wheelchair was too much of a hindrance. So the old man and the old lady saw. They witnessed a scene that left them utterly dumbfounded. The girl, whose height didn't even reach Huo Cheng's shoulders. The man in the wheelchair with both hands. He immediately carried her to the sofa. Old man. The old lady rubbed her eyes together. I can't believe what's happening before my eyes. But Yingyu had our dipest Huo Cheng onto the sofa. Let him sit down. She immediately leaned against him. Hand in hand. Shoulder to shoulder. It's better this way. Yingyu muttered to herself. The elderly man and woman, equally stunned, stood to the side. Only realizing it now. The two elders exchanged a glance. They saw joy in each other's eyes. Moon girl. How are you so strong? Is your hand okay? The old man was very curious about Yingyu's strength. But at the same time, I'm worried about her arm. Yingyu waved her hand. I moved my arm. I'm fine. I have strength. Her arms are slender and have very little flesh. It shows great strength. She's not that strong. But innate. The old man asked curiously. Did she practice kung fu on the mountain? Huo Cheng, sitting next to Yingyu, spoke up. Tell the old man to stop changing the subject. The old man, reminded by his grandson, was frustrated by his unmet expectations. He glared at Huo Cheng. Back in the day, introduced you to. The person you're interested in isn't seeing you, and you're anxious. Now, to panic. But then again, actually, looking at Yingyu like this. I am aware of Hercules as well. Moon girl. Our Huo family, aside from Huo Cheng, Huo Yan. This old man still has 3 grandsons. A few years older than you. They're around your age. There is a lively and cheerful personality. There are also those with a calm and steady personality. Do you want to see more of them? The old master not only gave Yingyu a choice, and also brought along his other 3. The grandchildren have all moved out, as if she were a piece of merchandise, letting Yingyu pick and choose. I don't want it. I want Huo Cheng. I want Huo Cheng. Moon shadow. My leg is injured. It will be fine. Before Huo Cheng called finished speaking, Yingyu cut in. I am here. You will be fine. The old lady and the old man were taken aback when they first heard Yingyu's words. Everyone thought she knew how to diagnose illnesses. He studied medicine in the mountains. Yingyu carefully recollected the original host's memories. He shook his head. I only know some simple herbs. The old man is feeling a bit melancholy. Huo Cheng's legs. He also utilized a lot of connections. I've asked a lot of people I know, including many authoritative eyes in the medical field. No one dares to take in the treatment. Huo Cheng's mission for his legs. Perhaps it's the old man's melancholy. Let Yingyu feel. She held his hand. He looked into his eyes with a determined gaze. You will truly be all right. You believe me. Gazed upon by such clear and sincere eyes. No matter how heartless a person is, it's also hard to say no. Huo Cheng softly agreed with a simple, okay. The elderly man and woman on the side saw this. A smile also appeared on his face, accompanying the old man. The old lady finished her meal. Huo Cheng took his leave. Yingyu just came down from the mountain. I took her to buy a few changes of clothes. The old man nodded. It should be bought. Buy a few more pieces. He told the old ladito go to the room. Take some money and give it to Huo Cheng. Huo Cheng didn't want it. Grandpa, I have money. But the old man didn't care about all that. Huo Cheng, if he doesn't want it, just give it to Yingyu. It's not just a few $dozen for Yingyu, but a passbook. There is $1,100 above. Yingyu had never seen a bank passbook before. Holding the bank book, he looked it over and over with great curiosity. Huo Yan was still sitting at the table eating. Seeing this, I couldn't help but snort again, habitually opening my mouth to say something unpleasant. He was immediately silenced by a single glance from Huo Cheng. Huo Yan instinctively shut his mouth. Yingyu glanced at the bank passbook. Finding it uninteresting, he handed it over to Huo Cheng. Huo Cheng wants to turn it to Grandpa. The old man waved his hand. No need. This is what your grandmother and I prepared for you. You siblings all have it. I'll give it once we're married. Huo Cheng thought for a moment. Put the passbook away. I'll take the lead first. I'll give it to Yo when we get home, okay? He turned his head and asked. Yingyu nodded with a beaming smile, pulling Huo Cheng's arm. Ask him when he is going out to buy clothes. Beautiful clothes. Delicious food and fun activities. It's all her favorite. Huo Cheng also noticed. Yingyu still has a childlike nature. She simply has no idea how to be in a relationship. What does marriage mean? But he wasn't in a hurry. Take your time. Soon Yingyu and Huo Cheng arrived at the family quarters, the department store not far outside. Looking at the clothes changing on the wall, Yingyu pouted her little mouth. Huo Cheng found the situation rather amusing. What's going on here? Don't you like any of them? The clothes look very dull. Lack of vitality. The prettiest pixie must be the best. Beautiful colors are meant to complement each other. The entire wall in black, white, and gray is truly uplifting. It failed to pick a little Pixie's interest. Huo Cheng heard this. Smiling, I helped her pick out 3 sets of clothes. 2 white shirts paired with 2 black straight leg pants. Another item is also a white cotton dress. Then the 2 of them arrived at the grocery aisle. Yingyu looked at the full closet of things. I was just really curious. Huo Cheng asked her what she wanted to eat. Yingyu didn't know. When I was a pixie and never ate human food. This body was on the mountain back then. I haven't eaten these things either. In that case, Huching took all of. I bought everything that could be bought. White rabbit creamy candy fruit candy. Baked biscuits malted milk powder. When going out, the 2 of them were still empty-handed. Wait until I get home. Huo Cheng's arms and lap were full of things. Huo Cheng brought Yingyu back to. At the hour of the Huo family courtyard, seeing a group of children kicking a shuttlecock, Huo Cheng looked at the affection in Yingyu's eyes. I then agreed to make one for her. However, heard Lakiwi right at the door. A voice with a laugh came from the living room. Did you really find it? Thank you so much, teacher. Yingyu didn't know what was going on. But Auntie seems to be in a good mood. She pushed Huo Chenjinto the living room. Liu Kiwei just finished the phone call. She put down the phone. Seeing the person who entered, he quickly walked forward. He tightly held Yingyu's hand. Zhao Yie, you truly a lucky star of our family. Our family has met you. Boss, it's really great to run into you. Great. We are blessed. You are blessed. Yingyu has always emphasized that she is just lucky. Why is Auntie so strange? Huo Cheng looked at his mother happily. He was so flustered he couldn't string a coherent sentence together, feeling doubtful in my heart. Mom, what happened? Liu Kiwei turned her head. The tone is still very excited. Mom previously asked Mom's teacher, the expert you helped me contact. He came to Nancheng this month. He said he would come to check your leg when the time comes. That teacher is really impressive. He has many cases in his possession. The bone is shattered. He took her back. I couldn't get in touch with him before. I don't have his contact information. I never expected him to take the initiative today. Call Professor Fang. The professor hung up the phone. He told me right away. In the year since Huqing injured his leg, hospitals of all sizes. I've been there many times. The outcome is always that surgery is difficult. He saw the troubled expressions in those doctors' faces. Then he didn't make things difficult for them. Gave up on seeking further medical treatment. I never expected there would still be people today knowing about his leg injury. He offered to Takia look at his leg. Is he confident? Huo Cheng's face appears calm. But in reality, I was also feeling uneasy inside. Liu Kia Yue is very happy. Turn around to make a phone call. She wants to share this good news. Husband's still at work. Huo Cheng couldn't help but say, Mom, it's still uncertain whether it can be cured. It's fine. Tell your dad so he can be happy too. Liu Kia Yue had already dialed the number. Huo Cheng lowered his gaze. Gaze falls upon my own legs. His legs can still stand up again. Is there a chance? Yingyu had no idea what the Huo Cheng was thinking. She shook Huo Cheng's arm. Huo Cheng. Shuttlecock. Huo Cheng looked up. My gaze met her eyes. For someone to give oneself. Looking at legs. She didn't seem surprised. That's what she said. Will he be okay? Good. Huo Cheng wore asthma on his face. I'll go make a shuttlecock for you right now. Yingyu opened her mouth to make a request. I want the large one. Must be beautiful. Huo Cheng nodded, coaxing her as if coaxing a child. Make it big and beautiful. Huo Cheng, you're so great. Yingyu easily broke into a smile. Her mind is simple. No trace of it can be seen on her face. Too complicated emotions. She laughs when she's happy. If you don't like it, then pout. Never conceal one's emotions. Huo Cheng took the shopping mall. The purchased item was handed to her. Let her take it to their room and put it away. Yingyu obediently carried the clothes back to her room. As for that pile of food, she on the other hand, piled everything on the living room coffee table. She is protective of her food, but it's just that Outsidurson allowed to eat it. Now, she lives in the Fock family. She also treats this place as her own home. The Huo family is her family. If there's food, it must be shared with the family. Don't say, all the little picks you. No one has ever taught me. But this point makes sense. She still understands. Yingyu is very happy. I went back to the room to put away the clothes. Living room. Liu Kiwei finished the phone call. The emotions are still running high. She talked to herself for a while. Only then did I think to ask my eldest son. Go and settle the matter with the old man. Is that clear? Huo Cheng lowered his gaze. Gaze fixed on the legs. Grandpa found out. What about Yingyu? What did she say? When are you going to get your marriage certificate? Liu Kia Yue was getting a bit impatient. Mom, Yingyu is still a child. She doesn't understand anything. Liu Kiwei did not agree with her son's words. You don't get married. She cannot resolve her household registration. No household registration with us. I can stay at home for a couple of days. If you live here long enough, you'll be kicked out to the countryside. Do you really want to see her sent down to the countryside? Thinking of those educatedus who went to the countryside. The miserable state they were in when they cried. Huo Cheng rested his hands in the wheelchair armrests. The hand on top moved slightly. I can apply with the troops. Give them an identity for Yingyu. Huo Cheng felt that in Yingyu everything was. When she doesn't understand, tell her to get the marriage certificate. It is a form of deception towards her. They cannot do this. Cheng. That's just your opinion. Have you ever asked Inji for her opinion? Liu Qiui's words did not receive a response from her son. She is frustrated by his lack of progress. He glared at him. What kind of idea is that? Yingyu popped up from the side. Curiously glanced at Liu Qiui. He glanced at Huo Cheng again. Huo Cheng. She walked over and grabbed Hu Cheng with both hands. His arm gently swayed. What's wrong? It's fine. The moon is reflected in the water. Liu Qiui interrupted her eldest son. The decision on this matter is up to her. From a mother's perspective, Yingyu turned her head to look at Liu Qiui. Her eyes sparkled as she waited for her to speak. Her gaze is too pure and sincere. As a result, even Liu Qiui couldn't speak out the moment it comes to mind. Huo Cheng held Yingyu's hand with his own. Take her to Playshetleka kicking. The moon is reflected in the water. Liu Qiui's voice finally sounded. I just spoke with the boss. When are you going to get your marriage certificate? Yingyu blinked. Some doubts. What does getting a marriage license mean? She asked Huo Cheng. Huo Cheng couldn't explain. Liu Qiui stepped forward. Pull Yingyu away from Huo Cheng's grasp. That is, to become a husband and wife, can sleep in the same bed. What couples need. We just got our marriage certificate. Yingyu understood. Huo Cheng. So when are we going to get our marriage certificate? I want to sleep with you. I heard there's a new sister-in-law at home. I made a special trip back just to watch this. Huo King nearly fell. And by her side, together with her, Huo Yan at the entrance. Then he directly knelt down. Damn. What did he hear? A woman. One who just met him yesterday. Brother knows women. Today, he urged his brother Togo get the marriage certificate. And yet, you have the audacity to sleeping with his brother. Does this Femilecum raid even know? How do you write the word shy? Huo Yan really wanted to step forward and ask Yingyu. But Huo King beside him was quick of eye and deft of hand. Grabbing second brother's arm firmly, he dragged the person outside. Huo Yan wasn't actually hurt from the fall. Instead, it was his sister who pulled off this move. The ankle was scraped. Huo King, shut up. Be quiet. Huo King covered Huayan's mouth with her hand. Hold on tight and refuse to let go. Even my own second brother cannot stop me. She is in the mood for gossip. In the living room, Hu Qing knew his younger brother. My younger sister is outside. But his mind is in turmoil right now. The cheeks are a bit like that too. Unnatural red. So there's no free time for now. Younger siblings outside the tube. He looks at the focused and stubborn person beside him. The one waiting for his reply, somewhat helpless. I can't help but want to compromise. He asked her with a serious expression. The moon is reflected in the water. Do you know what it means to become husband and wife? What does that mean? There is no food to eat. Huo Cheng's expression was terrifying. To the point where Yingyu cowled only head towards the most, speculating in a negative direction. Will you go hungry? If that's the case, she needs to think about it. Where are we going to catch fish? Huo Cheng. Obviously, she just doesn't know. What does it mean to be husband and wife? When we were on the mountain, your master and senior sister, they didn't. Have you talked about this topic before? No, not at all. Simply put, it's just that after we get the marriage certificate, you and I are only meant for this lifetime, bound together. Even if you despise him in the future, there's no way to leave either. Do you understand? We are not getting the marriage certificate now. Leave. You furrowed her brow. The finger twitched once. He kept pinching Hishin without pause, carefully scrutinizing Huo Cheng. If we get married, will you not give me food to eat? No. It will pull out all my hair. Huo Cheng was at a loss for words. Where did she get that conclusion from? How could a grown man possibly? He did something as extreme as pulling out all of his wife's hair. Actually, Yingyu meant to say, will Huo Cheng have an affair after getting married? Plucking all the feathers off one's own body. But thinking thought him human now. He then changed his words and used hair instead. Comrade Cheng Yingyu. There's something in need to make clear to you. Huo Cheng's expression was stern. Whether we get married or not, I would never not jive you food to eat. I won't bully you. And I certainly won't pull out all your hair. So why not get married? She was very confused. Huo Cheng remained silent. Liu Qia, Yiwe, who had been watching from the side for quite a while, seeing her eldest son get put in his place, I couldn't help but chuckle quietly. That's it. Some people probably just don't want to get married. Just want to be in a relationship. This is just hooliganism. Liu Qiwei reminded with a smile. Under Liu Qiwei's teasing, under Yingyu's persistent questioning, Huo Cheng ultimately had Nakasi but to give a time frame. I'll make a call to the troops. After the troops have completed the political review, they went to get their marriage certificate. Liu Qia Yue still doesn't get it. They won't let you marry me? Why? Do they also want to sleep with you? Huo King eavesdropping goodied the door. Finally couldn't hold back. Holding my stomach and lying uncontrollably. Huo Yan's face turned ashen. Not angry. It's all because of Huo King's suppression. If the sister of his continues like this. Slow down. Don't let go just yet. He is about to meet his maker. Huo King walked in from outside, laughing heartily. Walking while wiping away tears. You're killing me, bro. Where did you find this girl? Why are you so adorable? As soon as Huo King entered, he reached out and placed his hand on Yingyu's shoulder. Looking as thick as thieves, she pulled Yingyu closer to her. He also sniffed at her neck. What a fragrant sister-in-law. Bro, you don't want to get the marriage certificate with my sister-in-law. From now on, you're with me, sis. Huo King law hard dirtily and teased. Huo Cheng's face darkened. He let out a cold snort. He reached out and pulled Yingyu over. He ignored his younger sister. She has many bad habits. Don't learn from her. Tsk. He keeps saying he doesn't want to get the marriage certificate. But in reality, you're keeping such a tight watch on people. Brother, your words are completely insincere. Huo King is completely afraid of death. She kept teasing her brother. She just doesn't believe it. An older brother who is 9 years my senior. How dare you hit your own self? Liu Qia Yue stood by watching her son and daughter. A faint smile on the face. Don't talk about your brother. He has his own considerations. I always knew Mom favors big brother. Huo King pretended to be upstand, muttered under his breath. While they were all not paying attention, he dragged Yingyu over again. Let's go, little sister-in-law. Let's talk in my room. Afraid of being caught by his big brother again. Huo King grabbed Yingyu and rushed upstairs. Huo Cheng injured his leg. Cannot get up and run. But still, he watched dying you go upstairs. By the way, he also warned Huo King not to bully others indiscriminately. Huo King complimented Philippine. Look. That's just how men are. You say you're leaving me a way out. But deep down, I long considered you. It was a signatus his possession. Before you left. It sounds so righteous and noble. Righteous and awe-inspiring. I really have thought of leaving him. I still don't know how he's going to go crazy. Huo King muttered complaints under his breath. Yingyu was dragged upstairs. Entered Huo King's room. She looked completely bewildered. I don't know what King is up to. Huo King also noticed. My sister-in-law. He is a very quiet person. Don't talk to her. She almost never initiates conversation. She had Yingyu sit on the bed. He went to open the wardrobe himself, took 2 beautiful loans out of the wardrobe. A brand new skirt that has never been worn. These two dresses are the same as the ones hanging outside. The difference between black, white, and gray. It's a very beautiful color. A red, a goose yellow, Peter Pan collar, high-waisted, long sweater. The fabric is soft. You can tell at a glance that the price isn't cheap. Sister-in-law, this is for you. Huo King didn't even bat an eye. She gave the beautiful dress to Yingyu. Yingyu shook her head. Cannot have it. No merit, no reward. The little Pixiu still has strong principles. Huo King uttered an AI sound. I never expected her sister-in-law to be so principled. Looking at her resolute expression, Huo King also started coaxing the child. Sister-in-law, look at you. From now on, you're with me. We're family now, aren't we? I am my brother's sister. That is your younger sister. It's only natural for a sister to give her brother clothes. Huo King deceived Yingyu. Sister-in-law, you want to go get the marriage certificate with my brother, don't you? I guarantee you can wear this outfit to win him over. He will definitely surrender. Surrender. Huo King leaned close to Yingyu's ear again. Muttering and whispering, he passed on his experience, speaking with growing excitement. Her eyes lit up. Wait a moment, you heir. Huo King got up from the bed. Run back to the wardrobe. Taken from the very bottom of the wardrobe. Got a box. The box contains what she had before. I bought a king salmon Shanghai. Is it good looking? This is for you too. Huo Cheng playing shutlekik downstairs. I have a bad feeling about this. He raised his head and glanced upstairs. He withdrew his gaze again, continuing to make shuttlecocks, while wondering if I had done something wrong. Letting Huo King take Yingyu away is equivalent to pushing Yingyu into a living hell. Such a good kid. To be corrupted by Huo King. The thought in Huo Cheng's mind had not yet settled. He looked up as if struck by a sudden thought. Yingyu upstairs changed into a new set of clothes, standing there with a blank, clueless expression. There, he locked eyes with Huo Cheng. The delicate lines off the cheongsam outline her figure. The exposed arm was snow white, slender, long, and so delicate it seems you could hold it in one hand. At this moment, she seems to have stepped out of an ancient painting. The woman who emerged from the crowd, elegant and graceful. It's like the Willow Catkinson, the water towns of Jiangnan, soft, yet resilient. Such a woman is inherently, easily leads toward speculation. Yet she still possesses a pair of eyes that have yet to experience the world. Innocent eyes, not yet deep, like a little deer lost in the forest, looking at Huo Cheng with a dazed yet focused gaze. Although Huo Cheng repeatedly warned himself, but at this moment, he still heard the sound of blood boiling within the body. Is Huo Cheng good looking? Huo Yan sitting on the sofa drinking water. He burst out spitting a mouthful of water with a splutter. This is a silly Taoist nun. Huo Cheng's face instantly darkened with rage. Her fingers, gripping Theshitlekuk, tightened again and again. He barely managed to force out a not a pleasant smile. Ying is a good girl. Go back to your room and change out of these clothes. Yingyu tilted her head. Is it not good looking? Although she looks in the mirror, I think this piece of clothing is a bit strange. But she thinks it looks great. Huo Cheng's thin lips moved slightly. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of Huo Yan, still staring at the full moon. His gaze immediately turned to icy shards. Huo Yan felt a chill run down his spine. Immediately raised Hishin to cover his head. Don't look. Absolutely not watching. Huo Cheng withdrew his gaze, looking at Yingyu, her voice slightly hoarse. It looks good. Be good. Go change back into your original clothes first. Huo Cheng coaxed softly. No anger could be seen on his face. But if you observe carefully, you will find that his fists are already clenched. The veins on the back of the hand are bulging. You let out and oh. I happily went to change my clothes. She just went back to her room. Huo Cheng's face changed. The man, who was merely scowling at first, his face immediately darkened. It's been a few degrees cooler. Huo King, get the hell down here. Huo King is hiding on the second floor, trembling with fear. She hasn't shown her face. How did her brother know she was squatting here? Huo King doesn't want to go downstairs. She wants to play dead. I'll count to 3. Huo Cheng has started counting. Huo King stood up with a smile. He reached out and scratched his head. Bro, you called me? Huo Cheng shuddered a cold glance. Ming Huo Cheng didn't say anything at all. But that one glance, yet it made Huoking's heart creep. She dawdled her way downstairs, arrived before Huo Cheng. Huo Cheng's gaze fell upon her. Say nothing. Just watching like this. That alone is enough to make Huo King's legs go weak. I want to kneel down and apologize. Brother. Huo King looked at Huo Cheng with a pitiful expression. Huo Cheng is truly furious. But in the end, this is my own. The only younger sister. He couldn't actually beat her up to vent his anger either. Don't take your anger out on Huo King. But I can't just let this anger go. Huo Cheng ignored Huo King. He wheeled himself over to the telephone, dialed a number. I explained it clearly to the operator. The office to be transferred to. Huo King was still hanging his head and staring at the tips of his shoes, thinking about why her brother is angry. Someone tapped me on the shoulder. She raised her head, staring blankly at second brother Huo Yan. Second brother, you're still standing? Do you know who I'm calling? Huo King finally shifted his attention. Transfer over to Huo Cheng's side. The sound insulation of current phones is still not very good. So the voice coming from the other end of the phone. Huo King recognized it immediately. Brother. She didn't even have a time to apologize. He quickly rushed forward to snatch the phone. Bro, what are you doing? She was the one who provoked him, no doubt about it. But why did he have to make a phone call? Give it to that person. Huo King wants to cry. On the verge of tears, Huo Cheng glanced at her sideways. He said with a cold laugh to the person on the other end of the phone. Huo King has 2 months left before end all classes. It's about Timiu got a beating. Marriage has been reported. The person on the other end of the phone heard this, and immediately, somewhat dumbfounded. What got into Big Bro so worked up? Come and marry Huo King home as soon as possible. Huo Cheng ignored the person on the other end of the phone. What is the reaction of the person? After saying what wanted to say, he hung up the phone with a sharp click. The man on the other end of the phone. Bro, how can you be so excessive? Her eyes are red, still very pissed off. Huo King glanced sideways. The unwilling younger sister. The corners of the mouth lifted into a faint curve. I've gone too far. When you corrupted Yingyu, how come you never thought about whether you're being too much? God knows how innocent and naive Yingyu looks. Put on that wig symbolizes a mature woman. When she would wear a cheongsam, Huo Cheng was extremely angry. I have a treasure that Simeon is coveting. There's also a piece of white paper that I've carefully protected. The feeling of being tainted. I can't take Myanger out on Huo King. I can only scatter it on her. On the Fiank's body. Huo King was utterly perplexed. Could it be that her brother is such a stick in the mud? Not let people wear. I was just thinking about eating you, and she had already changed. Took off his or her clothes. I'm coming downstairs. She is holding 2 new dresses in her hands. Huo Cheng glanced over. He pulled out 10 yuan bills from his trouser pocket, placed in front of Huo King. Brother, what are you doing? This is the dress I'm giving to my sister-in-law. I can afford my partner's clothes. Huo Yan, who happened to be drinking water again. He got shut down by his brother's words again. Huo King also had a look of shock on his face. looking at the $100 on the table. Although her brother is rich. 2 skirts for just $100. This is just way too extravagant. He had already pulled you back to the room. Huo Cheng wants to take her to play shuttlecock. The wheelchair traveled a short distance and then stopped. The man in the wheelchair said in a tone. It sounded neither hurried nor slow. Don't forget to deliver the remaining one. Huo King asked. Which one? That Chiang Sam.